So, hello Ryan. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Got a week off, so I'm rested up.
Oh, so how is your Nitro Circus tour?
Oh, it's going amazing actually. We've learned some new tricks and stopped some new ones in Moscow, so it's awesome.
Great. So, tell us about yourself a bit.
About myself, I ride scooters for a living. I ride BMX for fun. I ride anything with wheels basically, and just down at the skate park every day. And it's basically what I do for a living. That's what I do.
That's great. So, what's your impression of Russia? What do you think about this country?
I love Russia. All the people are so nice to me, and I got a few fans out here, which is pretty cool. And just overall, it's a cool place to be.
Great. So, and maybe a couple of words about Russian scootering community. What do you think about it?
Oh, I love the Russian scooter community. I didn't even know there was one. And then I come over here in July, I think it was, and there was a huge turnout at the demo I did, and all the dudes are awesome. They got me some new bars because I broke mine. Everyone's really nice. It's cool.
So that's great. And well, tell us a bit about Australian community. Like, whom do you ride with? Who inspire you? And basically, how did you get involved in the scootering? So.
Well, Australian scootering, I guess it's similar. I really haven't been here to long enough to know what the Russian scooter community is really like. But in Australia, basically we're all mates and mainly ride park, but a little bit of street too. I got into scootering because all my mates rode scooters and I used to ride rollerblades, and they were like, I was like, oh, I want to ride scooters like with my mates. I want to try new stuff with my friends. So I borrowed their scooters, and then eventually I got my own. And basically, when I was growing up, I looked up to Cody Donovan.
Oh,
I used to love Cody Donovan, and I used to send all my videos through to him. And then now I get to ride with him and all the pros, so it's cool.
That's great. And I don't know if maybe you don't remember, but like 7 years ago or so, we were discussing your very first videos on Scooter Resource.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that I was like, this guy may have talent, he's cool, and now you're sitting here in front of me as a part of Nitro Circus stuntman. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember the Scooter Resource days. I used to go on Scooter Resource when I was at school in my classes, and I'd watch all the videos on there.
So tell me, how did you get involved into Nitro Circus?
Well, this company, Scooter Hut, they sponsored one of the shows, and they got a stand there, and then Nitro Circus were like, oh, who would be good on the ramp and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, well, this kid, he's got 2 million views on his web edit, here it is, and they're like, oh yeah, he could do some stuff. So they rang me up and they're like, yep, come down here to the show and we'll let you ride the ramp. So I got there and they're like, yep, here's the ramp, 50-foot jump, if you want to do it, go do it. And then I just had to send it.
That's it. So, it might be a tricky question, but does it affect your relationships with your current sponsor, Mad Gear, and your teammates? I mean, of course, you can't ride as much as you used to with the whole Nitro Circus tour thing. So, what's your opinion on it?
I don't know. It's like hard because I always want to ride with my mates and like the Maggie team, because I love my Mag Gear and I love the riders on it and I love the tours that we do. But I think doing Nitro Circus is going to help scootering and that's what I want. I want to help scooters as much as they have helped me.
And well, I don't know, any plans of MGP team visiting Europe or Russia? Maybe. Well,
Yeah, well, we're trying to get a team in Europe. So, any riders out there that want to be on the MGP Europe team, just send in your videos because I'm pretty sure they're looking for some riders. And then once we have some riders, then we can organise a tour, and then maybe some international riders can come in on that tour as well.
so there is an opportunity of appearing in MGP Russia team.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, maybe tell us about your 3 favorite spots or parks in Australia, and 3 favorite spots around the world that you visited.
3 favourite spots in Australia. Obviously, my local skate park, Floundra, the one with the blue shades. That's my favourite of all time. I could live there. I do live there. But other than that, GC Compound, just because of the other riders there, they're all cool and everyone really good at riding at GC. And last one, maybe Varsity. It's in the Gold Coast, and it's got, so it starts and there's 15-foot bowls, like 12-foot bowls, massive, and it's got a cradle as well, full pipe, and then you walk down the other end of the skate park and there's like stair sets to the other side of the skate park, and then it's a street plaza. So it's just amazing, that skate park. Around the world, Rampworks in the UK, that's one of them. I think it's Unit 23. We just did a new video in Scotland.
Oh yeah.
That's an amazing skate park. And the last one, I'll go with an American one. Big Chino in America. It's like the flowiest park you'll ever ride. So there you go.
Very good. And now, well, tell us about your future plans, like in short-term period, like in the nearest future.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do in your life in like some years later?
Okay, short-term goal would be to just do as many crazy tricks as I can, basically. Web Edit 3, that's one as well, because I'm working on it, but it's so hard to film for it while I'm doing this Nitro Circus tour. But I've already got like 8 bangers for it. That's short term. Long term, I would like to be, I don't know, just pushing the sport as much as I can. Continue to grow the sport so like other people can have it as a job. Like, because I don't know many people that are as lucky as I am that can ride a scooter for a living or a job. So I'd like to broaden that and make the sport big enough to be able to make money off it.
Yes.
And be able to do it as not only fun but as your job.
And so talking about the pushing of the sport, obviously, not everyone is as talented as you are, and not anyone can get on the team, have some trips with the teams, but still they want to push the sport. They want scootering to be perceived as a real sport. So what can you recommend for these people, for the newcomers? How can they push the sport?
Well, just basically we're going to try to get rid of the image of being little kids at the skate park in the road. So like, even if you are a little kid, you can still be at the skate park and be respected, because if you just look both ways before you go, it's like crossing a road. So when you're at a skate park, look both ways before you go. That's the big thing, but also I guess just make sure you're having fun with your mates. Don't worry about getting sponsored, or like if you worry about it too much, then you'll be disappointed if it never happens. Whereas if you don't worry about it and you just have fun with your mates, you're always getting something out of it because you're always having fun.
Sure. And about that hate on scootering, well, it's kind of strange, but I noticed that in Russia it isn't that big actually. All the BMX riders and skateboarders, we all get along, I don't know. But when I read foreign internet forums, there are some adversity. So
Yeah.
why do you think it happens and how to prevent it?
I feel like it only happens in some countries because in some countries they worry about being cool too much. They worry about what is the coolest thing. Whereas everyone just worries about what's the funnest thing. You should just worry about what's the funnest thing, not the coolest.
Well, and let's move from adversity between the sports to adversity within. You know, there's a bit of a tension between street and park riders. You know, 10 years ago when everyone was riding their driveways, there wasn't as much distinction between these two groups. But now they're really different and the way they perceive the sport. So what's your opinion on this thing?
We're both riding. We're both rolling down. We're both rolling on the same vehicle. So I don't see any difference from riding street and riding park, other than street.
Favorite video game?
GTA 5 just came out. It's probably my favorite now, but before that it was probably Skate 3.
Okay. Favorite animal?
Animal. I don't know what my favorite animal is. My favorite animal is my dog, Drift.
Good. Any last words for the upcoming riders, for everyone who is watching us at the moment?
Just always have fun, film videos, just make it more about riding with your mates rather than trying to be the best. Because riding with your mates is 10 times funner than trying to be the best.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Да.